Be you know what you know. What's up? What's up? What's up? We are back. We are back, man, for another exciting episode. What do I want to say? You guys seen the promo. You know who we have on here. Uh I'll start with just pouring my heart out a little bit. Uh Once upon a time, love came on earth and it dwelt among us, and uh people saw love, looked love in the face, and they decided to take some nails and put it in love's hands. And they put it in love's feet, and they didn't recognize love. The world does not recognize love. DMX is one of my favorite rappers from when I was a kid. Uh he's no longer with us. We have his wife on today with us, and she's gonna come and talk a little bit about life. When I saw her and when I was told that she was gonna come on, I recognized love. World don't recognize love. I know how it is. World don't recognize me sometimes. I recognize love, and that's all I got that exuded out of this woman. Uh, I am going to do her justice to let the world see her and who she is and what a beautiful person she is. Uh, I usually don't talk like this on here, but with that being said, don't come up in here with that bullshit. don't 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 come in here. Don't come in here. Don't come in my comment section with nothing crazy. I will get rid of you. You will be gone. We are going to do this woman justice. She is a beautiful woman. She is she was the former wife of DMX, y'all, Miss Tashera Simmons. Y'all check us out, man. Just wait.
But have you ever thought, what if this is all just a dream? And we're just waiting in line to wake up? And most people think I'm insane. Once you realize that all the shit you used to care so much about just keeps you a prisoner of your own mind.
Ladies,
What's up?
everybody unmuted.
Hey,
We
hey.
live. I'm sorry. I just kind of sprung it on y'all. Y'all welcome my homie, Miss Benika Henderson of Heritage Real Estate, and my other homie, Crystal, uh, Attorney Crystal L. Johnson, and
Yes.
my new homie. Where we at? Right here. Mr. Mr. Sharon Simmons, how you doing today?
I'm feeling blessed and highly favored, and your introduction was so beautiful. I loved it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I told you, y'all, I've been thinking about you since Benika told me, and it didn't really click with me. Like when she first said, hey, I want to have Tashera Simmons on, DMX's wife of 14 years. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But then around Thursday, I told her, I feel like God started dealing with my heart. And I started like really looking in and learning about you. And like I said before the intro, like, man, you are such a beautiful person. I had it out, and we talked about this before the show, but I had it out with Benika. And Crystal, I don't care. I'm telling it.
Ooh,
because
don't come for me, right?
when you find, and I understand, I'm gonna start by saying this. I understand when you find somebody like Miss Simmons over here, you want to protect them, and you don't want anything to happen to them. You don't want them to be misrepresented. And I've been knowing Benika since I was a kid, and I was like, look, don't be coming
Yes.
at me like about to. I'm not about to misrepresent her. I said I know she's a whole person. You know what I mean? Like I don't do that. I spent the better part of 20 years, and I'm not supposed to be talking about myself, but just to introduce, I spent the better part of 20 years in a marriage, and I feel like I wasn't seen. And I feel like there were people around me that didn't see me because they would say some of the most egregious things. And I was like, why would you say that? I would never do that. My brain, my heart ain't even
Mm,
built like that. Uh, let me do this
I can
before we
relate.
start getting into the conversation. I want to introduce you with this because you are DMX's wife, but this is what
Well,
really
I'm ex-wife, ex-wife.
ex-wife. I'm sorry, ex-wife. She said what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ex-wife. I do want to introduce you with something that resonated with me.
Hey, coming from my prayer. Happy Friday, y'all. It is Freedom Friday. As I was sitting here praying, all I kept hearing in my spirit was, more of you, God, less of me. More of you, God, less of me. Have any of you have ever been in a place where you feel like you're pregnant or giving birth to something not natural, but supernatural, spiritual, like maybe a ministry? Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I have been in a place where I feel like I have been being stripped and molded from a ministry for a ministry that only God knows. And it is one of the most painful places that I have ever been. Why? Because I'm dying to my flesh and I'm allowing God to come in and thrive and speak through me and use me. See, that's not easy coming from a person who has been a people pleaser most of their life. That was their comfortable place. Long as you good, I'm good. But God has gotten me to a place where he is pushing me against a wall, where I have been betrayed in places I have never thought I would ever see betrayal. And it's painful. It's painful. But within pain causes purpose. Because God never gives us too much that we can bear, guys. Guys, sorry about that. So guys, I think that the perfect time to come to you, December 1st, as we're going into the holidays with joy and cheer and into the new year of 2024, walk with me on this new journey. You will see more of me visually because this dying to self is something so different, so painful, so rewarding, so eye-opening that I want to bring you along because I think that so many of you can relate. Too many of us put so many things in front of us that we forget about ourselves and what we have been called to do. And if you're in this season in life where you feel that God is calling you to die to yourself so that you could become who you've been called to be, walk with me. Have a blessed and beautiful Friday filled with love, joy, happiness, peace, and awakening. God bless y'all.
Woo! That that
Wow.
That was deep.
that got me.
I
That got me.
Wow.
Uh,
And I was wondering when that was, I was like, when did I do that? And then, because I see that I don't have my braids and I've been having it in for a while. And then it said December, the holidays. I was like, wow,
mhm.
2024.
like
Yeah.
Ending of the year.
Yeah. This is uh this is gonna be somewhat of a different interview. Uh hold on, let me make sure. Hold on, let me make sure everybody. This is going to be somewhat of a different interview because a lot of my interviews, what happens is people know the person as they are right now today, and I usually venture back into the past and we get up to who they are today. People knew you in the past, and we're gonna kind of like kind of touch the past a little bit, but we want to talk about who you are today. That person that I saw on that video that touched my heart, that touched the depths of my soul, that I said I want to go do this. uh
Wow.
I've I've prayed that prayer.
Wow.
I have I have reached down into the depths of my soul and I didn't want to see me no more because it's something bigger than us. You were DMX's wife for a reason. I'll let you start off. How did you get to know a man like DMX?
Man, it started a very long time ago. Two broken kids from the hood of Yonkers. I was the age of 11 and he was had to be 12 depending on the year, but we're only 6 months apart. But um we were I lived on Linden Street, he lived on School Street, which is like 2 blocks over from each other. And he was one of them young wild boys that were, at the time I didn't know, but fending for himself.
Mhm.
And, I caught him doing what he did back then, which was try to, get what he can get to live, to be
Yeah,
honest with you, with his dog.
yeah,
And I happened to witness it and at 11 years old. And I came from a background that was at the time, mom, was we were Muslim, very strict home, couldn't come outside, only to go to the store. So me witnessing him, get his little Vic, what we called it back then, but he was taking, snatching a purse.
yeah,
Um, There was only one TV in the house, in my house, and with 4 channels. So we didn't get much excitement going on besides our own imagination because my father and mom used to hog up the TV. So I started to just envision and create and imagine this man. He's a lion, and I turned him into a lion because when we're young we have this imagination, and I was just like, he's going to lead me out of this place. And it's so
Mm.
crazy because
Mm.
it's exactly what did happen. We met up again at 18. I captured his eye at 11 as well. But never to know that, I was constantly on his mind as well. And for some reason, I guess our energies attracted, and he thought the same thing. I mean, it was literally when we got back to, I was 17 at the time. He was 18. And he said, um, he knew who I was and I knew who he was. Didn't know it was DMX. I thought it was Earl. Well, I thought it was Earl. It was
Yeah,
Earl.
yeah,
I always knew his regular name. He was very popular in Yonkers, but not for the right things because
yeah,
people were kind of afraid of him.
yeah, no doubt.
Just because he was a fearless young man who had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And I love that because I felt the same way. I was fearless. My mom had abandoned me and my siblings. I was the oldest of seven, 14.
Wow.
I was 14 at the time. So, my strength, well, first of all, I became a woman overnight from 14, thinking I'm getting ready to get out there and get a job and, start to really live, and had to turn into like a caretaker. And at 14, I'm learning so much. The best caretaker I could be at 14. I see my kids at 14. I'm like, how in the hell did I even do that? But, me and X, when we met, we knew each other. We knew of each other, I should say. His DJ at the time was dating my god sister, who we lived together. And he tried to hook it up, and he said, DMX wants to meet you. And I'm like, who is that? And he said this is a very well-known rapper in Yonkers, because at the time, he was just locally, doing
Yeah.
his thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care to meet him. And he I guess, if you know X, he doesn't take no for an answer, especially when he wants something.
Yeah.
So he came up to me, tapped me on the shoulder, and as soon as I saw him, I said, Earl. He said, Tashera. I mean, I'm telling you, just like that. And we were inseparable from then on. And I mean, I was always so moved by how vulnerable as a young man that he was.
Mm.
He was not afraid to, and that was different, back then. Everybody, especially like, first of all, we were living in an era where our parents were coming from an era, years before that, where no one talked about anything.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
when they went through their hurt and pain or abandonment issues or drug, whatever that was, no one talked about it. So I didn't talk about what I was going through, but when I
Yeah.
met X, he automatically started telling me about what he was going through in his childhood at the time, and it made me comfortable to talk about what I was dealing with. And I was moved by how fearless he was and how he did whatever he needed to do to survive.
Yeah.
Um, whether, I mean, and looking back, I'm like, damn, man, he was robbing people and bullying, taking things. But so I just feel like, wow, where was my mind at? But but it was something about that though, like
Yeah.
the strength, that courage to even still show your face after doing that. And I know that sounds really weird, but I was living in under a shell. Like I was afraid to. I needed to get out there and not do what he did, but just something. Not just being fearless like that. That it was
Yeah.
just so admirable. And then he in turn was like, I mean, wow, like you are taking care of all your brothers and sisters, and because he had a mother who abandoned him or just was very, very verbally and emotionally abusive
Yeah.
to him, to see a young girl take on that kind of responsibility with kids that stemmed from 1 years old to 12. He was just really like, I want to join the journey with you. So he was going out there doing what he needed to do, helping me out, giving me money and whatever that he can to help out. I was working at the time, but me and him just, I mean, he talked about, well, I went to his battles. I was going all over the tri-state area, and he was battling different big rappers that's now rapping today. They all came up together. We all came up together.
Mm.
We all came up together because I saw a bunch of big rappers now at that time, just like on the same grind in their boroughs, being respected the way X was in Yonkers. And it was just an amazing, fun journey. I mean, he came into my life at the worst time. At the time, I didn't realize that I was on my survival mode. I was just trying to make it and make ends meet and working 2 and 3 jobs. And he tried the job thing with me being his girlfriend, and he went on a bunch of interviews with me, and we got on a bus together.
I could see
And he got
DMX working at Burger King.
it was so funny, and he never would get hired, and he would think that he would understand why I got hired. And I said, well, because you're not a people person,
Yeah,
because he
bro.
was so different
Yeah,
back
man, give
then,
me the
very
job.
introverted.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
exactly. Like, this is why I should work here and give me the damn job, basically. And I'm like, you can't do that. You have to basically say you willing to do anything to get this job. Well, when I say anything, you take any position, your availability. And
Right,
he was just like, no. He always knew what he wanted, and he told them what he wanted, and they did not hire him. And he
right.
was like, screw this job life. I'm done with it. So
What
it
year
was
are we
so
talking?
funny.
What year, around what year are we talking for?
We got to be talking about
Early 90s?
89.
80,
Wait, let me
okay.
see. 89, 90. Yeah, probably like 90, 91, because it was
Early
before
90s.
we had our son, which was
Okay.
92. So it
Okay.
was between, because we met in 89, the beginning of 89, like in April of 89.
Okay.
And yeah, and then within 89 and 90, 91. So it felt like forever. So because we didn't have our son till 92, we felt like we were grown adults by then because we had been through so much. He was out there shopping his songs and doing his mixtapes and really
Yeah,
blowing up in Yonkers. And in the interim of that, yeah, I don't think we had Xavier then. Yeah, he got signed to Columbia Records for his single Born Loser.
yeah,
And we were uh, once upon a time, I would not take, credit in the journey with him and how we were running these streets and building up the brand because it does take two. I was his backbone and, his ear when he
yeah.
wrote different rhymes. And the first 10 years of his career, um, he had a bunch of rhymes that when he got signed, he was so ahead of his time that his first 2 to 3 albums was made 10 years before he got signed.
Really?
Which is, yeah, like he was a genius. He was very talented and he was very connected with God.
Yeah.
Um I watched that, I watched him manifest everything. I mean, out of nothing, like a bucket, like you might as well. I mean, out of nothing. I watched him manifest his whole entire career.
How?
And go I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. How did you handle the blow up? So like you said, it's been grind time for 10 years, and then all of a sudden it go from Yonkers, New York, knowing DMX to the whole world knowing DMX. How did that affect you? How did it affect? Did it affect your relationship with him? Did you have to see yourself being stronger? How did that affect you?
No, you know what? It happened so fast. It happened so fast. I mean, he didn't even come out with his first 2 albums, and he got the offer to do Belly. This all happened in one year.
Wow.
Everything was happening so fast.
Yeah.
We had to literally move in the middle of the night out of the projects to a house that I was looking for while he was going around starting to shop. Get at me, dog. I mean, it
Yeah.
happened so
Ooh, I
fast,
forgot about
and
get at me,
yes.
dog. That's my jam.
Yes, and I mean, I mean, to this, the way it all came about was so insane. I was like, they're not, you're gonna be barking, like, you serious? And he was just like, staying authentic to who he was. He was
Love
doing it before he got
dogs.
famous.
This
Like, it
man,
was
I
just,
I remember being I was in high school, so we talking like late '90s, and I remember he got highlighted in Source magazine, and so we seen Boomer tatted across his back, like big letters, Boomer. And so me and
Mhm.
my guy trying to figure out like, is Boomer his guy? Did he get killed or something? It's like we reading, he's
uh,
like, bro, this is his dog. I was like, what?
yo. And Boomer was a human. I'm telling you, you might as well say Boomer was a human. He taught him Spanish. He used to be
What?
doing stuff on command. He used to be robbing little Chinese men's bag on bikes. I mean, Boomer got killed trying to get somebody. Got hit
Oh,
by a damn van before everything. And I mean, that's the first time I seen how much someone can love an animal like that. He booed, cried, like it was a mother, father, sibling. And I mean, Boomer passed years before he got famous, and that was the first thing he wanted to do was tat his Boomer across his back because
yeah,
he was like Boomer, love Boomer, and I was
yeah,
just like, it was never a dull moment with this man. I mean, he was the funnest boyfriend,
yeah,
friend, partner. Like I said, I watched him manifest his whole life, and to your question, I mean, it happened overnight. Things were happening. We moved out. We had a little change. It wasn't nothing crazy as far as financials, but we was able to move. And I remember the first time I realized that he was really famous. Meanwhile, this is just like a year in, and we went to a sneaker store in the mall, and people started gathering to the point where it was so much, it was mayhem. They had to shut it down, and they had to let us through the back. We ran in the car to our truck, and we both had a moment of silence, and then and started screaming. It was like, "Yo, are you famous?" He was like, "I'm famous. And it was like one thing I have to say about him, and he brought me along the ride. I mean, it
yeah,
never changed. I never had to question. oh my God, is he gonna leave me, or question like he just really brought me on the ride to the point where he was like, he came to me the one day and was just like, we got to get married. And I
Yeah.
was like, and I was so secure. We were together 10 years already.
Wow.
And I was so secure in our relationship. And he said, nah, I'm noticing that you will not get respected in this business if we're not married. And from the accountants, the music, like everything. And I was like, okay. He was really the head. He was really a great leader in our relationship and our friendship
Yeah.
in the game. I mean, he brought me into all the meetings. He
Wow.
always trusted my discerning spirit. He saw in me what I didn't see in myself. It was like crazy. I saw in him what he didn't see in himself,
Yeah.
too. Like he was so talented. I
Yeah.
didn't even realize how talented he was until we went into a studio session, and um it was other names in there that were big, and X went in there and he laid his verse and he left, and they were still trying to figure it out. And then I realized that he was such a natural in what he did, and he loved what he did.
Yeah.
um but it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful ride. I never felt any insecurities, like I said, until
Uh,
it's the devil's playground. Let's just tell
man,
you
for
that, man.
real.
It's the
Ben,
devil's playground.
I'll tell you what, being a man, it's and I can only imagine being a man at that caliber. Everybody knows you're a rapper. It's hard to find a woman that you can trust. It's hard to find people that you can trust. It's really hard to find a woman that you can trust is gonna be by your
Mhm.
side and that this money's coming in and I can trust you with it. I trust you with
Right.
my business. I trust you with my life. And as I was going, look, man, if y'all want to know anything
Take my
about
phone.
pictures and all of that, that's all there. Everybody's already done those interviews. They've done those interviews. I
Right.
I watched a lot of them. I watched what vibe with me was the words that you had to say at his funeral. You're talking about years after you've already been divorced from him, to the point where his new fiance, you actually just gave her props. I know that you
Hmm.
love him. I know that you care about him, and you feel for me. I feel for you. You as a person, it just hit me like, man, she's a caring, loving type. What happened to our people? And she's a caring, loving type individual.
Yeah.
So you made it with him through the fame. What resonated with me with DMX, and I think why so many other people loved him, and we talked about it a little bit, is, man, he wore his emotions on his sleeve. You knew he put his emotions into his music. He where a lot of us we weren't able to kind of display our emotions. And so we kind of lived through him and his music and how he displayed emotions. And I think people loved him for that. When he hit the stage, you knew you was
Hmm.
gonna get all of him. When you
That's right.
listened to his album, you knew you was gonna get all of him. Uh, and the person that's behind him gotta be a strong person. Gotta be a strong person for
Hmm.
him to be able to be vulnerable like that in front of people. Uh, I
Yeah.
want to move past your marriage, and I want to talk about who you are. So now you're divorced from DMX. Let's get to the point where you were divorced. What happened? What did you do, or did you have a plan, or how what was your mind at when all of this happened?
Well, like I said, it was the industry is a devil playground, the
Mm,
devil's playground, which I have said at his funeral. You know, I thought being broke in the hood was the devil's playground, but it was actually, it is what it is. When you ain't got it and
mm-hmm.
everybody else ain't got it,
Mm-hmm.
you know what it is.
Yeah.
But when you around a bunch of wealthy people, and then you're around a lot of bloodsuckers,
Mm-hmm.
and when you become wealthy, especially in the business in the music industry, and probably all the industries, to be honest with you, I feel like they're all the same. um Sometimes, you work so hard to get there, you don't realize, the bloodsuckers. And I literally watch my ex-husband, gain the world and lose his soul, which I never
Mhm.
thought could ever happen. But
Mhm.
when I look back on everything he had said, even before his fame and fortune, I mean stardom, I should say, stardom, it's the same. He kind of was giving me some gems. He was, I mean, I always, he literally, like I said, I don't know, man. He knew he wasn't gonna be here long. He used to tell me that.
Mhm.
He knew he was passing through. He knew he was the connection he had with God. And um, I'm trying to move past my back to where I am. So I'm saying all that to say that when I walked away from that marriage, I knew I had to
Mhm.
because it wasn't the same person that I fell in love with. He was not the same person, and only I would really know that. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew him from since he was a kid,
Mhm.
and I was so lost. I didn't know. I had no identity. I felt like I did, but my identity was in our business, in our home, in our children, in him. As long as he was okay, our business was okay, our children was okay, I was okay.
Mhm.
But I did not, and I went through so much pain and heartache in the journey of being married, watching my best friend die, literally, spiritually, and physically, and fighting for that I lost myself, and um, to even walk away from that and knowing that I had to, because if I didn't, then my children would have lost me mentally,
Yeah.
because that business, like I said, is horrible
Yeah.
if you don't have
That's
a
that.
solid foundation.
Yeah, that's why what because I can only we seen and just from his childhood we knew that there was something there that he was going through. A lot of times like we resonate with that, but we forget about those people's loved ones that they got to deal with that. They got to deal with the emotions and they have to deal with the person. Yeah, we vibe with DMX on stage and all of that, but I'm sure that you had to deal with some things that were pretty hard. And I know ex-wives. I know a lot of times women that have to deal with us men that and they find themselves in that situation. They don't have good words to say about about us, and
Yeah.
so that's what kind of told me your character and the person that you are is watching those videos of you standing up there at that funeral and saying the words that you said. Uh, it don't sound like I didn't find anything, maybe because I wasn't looking, but I didn't find anything where you had anything bad to say about the man. Uh, you talk, but I know. I don't even want. Let's not even talk. We ain't got to talk about it.
Well, how
I
about,
know.
mind you, I know
Yeah,
this is a whole segment in itself, but
yeah.
mind you, I'm standing in front of 10 women that he with child on top of that. They were in the
Out.
first couple of rows. So,
Yes,
you know, that I've never met until he passed away.
that.
So,
Yeah,
maybe one I think I met, me just maybe
yeah,
one, but I did not
yeah,
know any of them. And I just you're right. Like, it takes a special kind of person to be able to do something like that, to be able to overlook all of that and channel in on the man that he was. And no one else I knew could have represented that, because now he is gone. I understood my assignment. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And
yeah,
God is love.
yeah,
And that man
yeah.
went through. Now, and I'm not taking myself out of it, but I'm still
Hmm.
here. I'm still alive. I still
Yeah,
have time to
yeah.
to build my own self up. But
Hmm.
he's gone now. He has
Hmm.
passed on. That was God's child, and
Yeah,
I wanted to make sure that he was represented right.
yeah,
And I knew that I was the only person that could do that. And in that, I was reborn, and I
yeah.
did not realize. I just said I got to. I wasn't going to do it up until the last, till actually that day.
Hmm.
I said, I told my, because my oldest son was the one that was really doing everything, because he had no wife when he passed.
Hmm.
So his oldest child, was able to have the authority, which is my son. And I told him that morning, I said, you know what? I asked, prayed about it, and I did it. And And I said, I'm sorry, I just went left. I was thinking about
No, you're
something
fine.
else because I know you said you wanted to move forward from this, but I just
Yeah,
wanted to say that, I had to do that
yeah.
for him. My last thing as a friend, you know what I mean? And but I was reborn then. I didn't realize I went viral. That's number
Mhm.
one. That wasn't the
Yeah,
point of me doing it. It
yeah,
was the point of me was to make sure that this man was represented right, because outside looking it looked a hot mess.
yeah.
But no, hold up. It didn't start like this. He had a
Mhm,
strong foundation and he
mhm.
got sucked up in an ugly freaking world. So I'm going to stand up and I'll be the woman that I've always been, and that's what he loved me for, was to represent him in
Yeah.
his last. And it rebirthed me, and I went viral, and I started getting a bunch of different offers about a movie on my life story, and
Mhm,
everyone knew who I was, but they really wanted to know who I was. And that was the beginning of me dying to myself, to be totally honest with you, and realizing that I'm still here. God has a plan and purpose for my life. I've actually been following it. I was a amazing wife to that man. I had to walk away because
mhm,
I got the sign from God that I had to, and because it was starting to go really left and ugly. And now I'm on this journey of dying to myself because I had to clean myself of so much filth.
mhm.
And when I say filth, the insecurities of not knowing who I am,
Yeah.
and thinking that I'm this whatever image that people think that I am, and not an ugly person, because I've always gotten a good reputation, but God has put me on this planet for a purpose. He didn't align me with that man to just wither away and go sit under a rock because I feel like I have no purpose now. No, God has called me to do something great, but it's hard to find that purpose when you don't know who you are. You know you
Man,
have power and purpose,
man.
but
Yeah.
excuse me, I don't know if I'm supposed to curse, but who the
Yeah, you
fuck is Tashera? Who the fuck is Tashera? Like, Tashera is DMX's ex-wife. Tashera is the backbone. Tashera is this. Tashera is that. But who is really Tashera?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it
Cause
has
you was
been.
DMX's wife. For all of those years, like you said, you was his backbone, you was his support, and now he's gone. And yeah, like you said, I could only imagine. Who am I? I tell you what, you are the person that you'd always been. The person
Mhm.
you were just that for him, but now you just get to be that. You just get to
Mhm.
be. And like I
Yeah.
said, I had studied you and looked into you, and I was like, wow, what a beautiful person. Wow.
Thank
Uh
you for feeling that, because I am. I've
yeah,
always been that supporter. I lead with love with my
yeah.
children, and it reflects that now when people meet my kids. They're like, "Whoa!" Like, do you feel the energy and the love coming through them? And that's who I am in my amongst family and friends. So,
Yeah.
now the world is gonna see, how did I be able to come to that person? It
Yeah.
took a lot of dying, a lot
Yeah.
of dying, a lot of pain,
Yeah.
a lot of hurt. A lot of, damn, I was sabotaging, was that syndrome. I had to do so many levels of work on myself. I had to start doing therapy, which I've been in therapy for 9 years now. I was a imposter syndrome.
Hmm.
Like the enemy, yeah, he didn't want me to thrive. The enemy was like, girl, you ain't nobody. You are
Yeah.
just an ex-wife and you need
Yeah.
to sit your butt down. And so every time I used to go up there and have some strength and give a word, the enemy would be a constant fight with myself,
Hmm.
because I was like, you're nobody, you're nothing.
Yeah.
And that was alone, it was hard to overcome that, because you believe the narratives of like what the enemy tries to tell us, and it's not true. It's not true. God is love. We are all uniquely made, and I do believe that God ripped our marriage apart, to be totally honest with you. I now when I look back, God was like, this done went too far, and he is not me.
Mm-hmm.
Your ex-husband is not God, because that's
Yeah.
how I worshiped him.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at the time, but he was
Yeah.
my everything. My world revolved around him. And
Yeah.
God said, "No, I have more life for you."
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that my ex-husband was able to see that towards the end. And he saw it. He said, "You're changing. You've changed." And I didn't get that at the time when he said it. And this was 6 days before he passed away. He said, "Tashera,
Wow.
you've changed so much." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." But I never got a chance to ask him where, because this is someone who known me since I was a kid. But
Yeah.
I know now what he meant. He
Yeah.
saw the new me coming
Yeah.
alive and
Yeah.
blossoming. And um, this is where I'm at now, guys. You know what? And
Yeah.
I'm glad that we touched a lot on X, because he is a big part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm only 53 years old, and God has a huge calling on my life. I always
Yeah.
knew that.
Yeah.
And this is what dying to self is about. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that people could read it and see. You know how they say in life, life is short.
Yeah, and that's your book. I think we got to we want to introduce that concept to people. Dying to Self is your book, and I told her, I said, God been working on me when I found out that I was doing this interview with you. I said, God has started working on me. That clip that I pulled up, I pulled that up. That's the only clip that I pulled up that really resonated and hit. And then all of a sudden, you tell me I didn't know about the book. You tell me what
Wow.
the I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't find anything
Wow.
about a book, and you tell me that that's the name of the book, and I was like, see, I was like, now I feel a little bit more
Look
comfortable
at
about
that.
this.
Look
Yeah,
at
and
that.
and so introducing that, the name of your book that you have, it's come out, right? It's out.
No,
Uh,
no, no, no.
it's
So
come.
it's coming out. We're
Okay.
finishing up the last touches. The book cover, which I'm trying to have at least some kind of poster at the brunch.
Hmm.
And it's me in my natural state, my hair in an afro,
Mm.
tears and mascara, because ain't nothing pretty about what I just went through and dying to myself to be able to be the woman I am right now. So I did not want a pretty book cover. I wanted to, well, you know what? That actually is pretty,
Yeah.
because it's me coming out those ashes and,
Yeah.
being reborn. So I hope people can relate to
Yeah.
it, and it
I
helps people.
I'm gonna be there to get a copy when it comes out. Uh, so you're starting this journey. Let's bring in my homies over here. This journey that she started, Bonica, Crystal. How did y'all end up meeting to share? Like, see, Yonkers, New York. We in Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana.
It was
what
Get
meant to
that
be.
question a
what
lot.
brought
Crystal, they
right?
ask
What
you,
how?
like,
What brought y'all together? I know what brought y'all together, but physically, what
God.
brought y'all together?
the share, you want to share? I'll share how we met. And
Well, yeah, at one of the conferences, right,
yeah,
Benika?
yes, we
Okay,
met through.
before you do that, let me do this just in case y'all don't know who Miss Bonica Henderson is.
Like,
Let
go
me
ahead.
see. There we go. Yo, V&O, what you know? I tell you what I know. Bonica Henderson of Heritage Real Estate is the top realtor in the Northwest Indiana region. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or rent, Bonica can and will accommodate all of your needs. Give her a call today at 219-525-4018. Also, you can check her out on all major social media platforms. Just search Heritage Real Estate. Please do not sit on this opportunity to work with the best. Contact her today, 219-525-4018. And also,
Oh,
let me do a check for y'all just in case y'all don't know what y'all watching. So I am here. Let me do my service to myself. I am here in the Vibe studio. Shout out to the Vibe. Shout out to my man, Jeff Relaford of Redirect, Regroup, Refocus. Shout out to my homegirl, Miss Selena K of Rock Truth. Shout out to me of the VNO podcast, VNO Productions, VNO What You Know. We are ordinary people with extraordinary stories. And shout out to my guy, Smooch Wallace, singer, comedian, all that. And together we form Vibe 219, and I am right now in the Vibe Studios. VNO Productions is a company. Vibe Studios is a company. If you want your own podcast like this, you can have it. You can have it. But yeah, so Benika, I put Benika's flyer up. Benika is real estate, big in real estate in the Northwest Indiana region, and Crystal
Yes.
is an attorney in the Northwest Indiana region. Can you tell us a little bit, just a little bit about what you do, and then we'll kind of.
So I'm attorney Crystal Johnson. My law practice name is Law Office of Crystal L. Johnson, LLC. My primary practice areas are real estate. I handle a lot of tax sales, estate planning, and business formation. And I'm located in Crown Point.
Okay. So, and now we wanted to talk a little bit about how you guys met Mr. Shearer.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm thinking back now. It was 2021, and we had a common business coach, common friend, and
Hmm.
hosted an women's empowerment brunch in Chicago. And I think you had connected with her, and you were telling her your ambitions and your goals. You wanted to get into real estate then, about Airbnbs and flipping. I think I was talking on both of those. And she was like, y'all got to connect. Because those two my topics I was talking about, Tashera was interested in both of those.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
we clicked, hit it off. You and Xavier came out. And we went out the next day looking at properties all through Northwest Indiana and hit up the Gary Market. And that was right before the passing and everything. And Tashira
Yep.
went through, did all that, and she like y'all, she came back like, let's go. She kept going. Like it didn't stop her. She was like, let's do it and let's keep doing it. We did it. She flipped her first property in Northwest Indiana, and we stayed connected. It was profitable, and we went
Yep.
through it. I managed her whole project from start to finish, and we back to do some more
Yeah.
in
Yes.
2025. Yeah, so
So you guys,
that's how.
did you know who, like, did you know who she was when you started talking? I'm sure. Well, you said business coach, so did your business coach kind of introduce you like to who she was?
Yeah, she gave me a background to make sure I was taking good care of her and
Yeah.
her son.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she gave me a story and introduced me, and I was familiar. My sister was telling me more here as well.
Yeah.
Um,
And to share, was this like your first? You said you dying to self, this new person. Was that like one of your first steps to kind of get a business coach and kind of like to try to start venturing out there on your own?
Yep. Exactly. That's why it's so crazy how me and Benika connected because I we I flew out to Chicago to Tiana had been telling me about our mutual friend which her name
also,
is Tiana. She had been telling me about Benika because I really want to go into real estate. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fly out to Chicago to this event she's having so I could finally meet Benika and see all that's going on. And it was literally the week before that happened with
yeah.
X. Like literally the week before. And it was not like I was on like I literally heard from God and he was just like I was totally being guided. And
Mhm.
I saw like literally when I got back from the event, I went down to get an outfit and I saw me and ex's goddaughter had something and I saw him there 6 days before and then
Mhm.
that happened and I was just like she said, I continued to go. I was just like, I think I was still in shock though, to be totally honest with you, with everything with X. But I just was like, oh my God, like I've been waiting so long to get to this place to finally start doing something for myself, and this happened. So I refused to let that stop me, and that's why I
Yeah.
just kept going. But it was just so divine. Me and Benika meeting. It's so hard, like you said, to trust people, and
Mhm.
Anika has been such a stand up woman to me, a woman of trust. I mean, she's always treated, and I'm not just saying this because we are on this live. Like, this is why, when she, I always wanted to be able to come out there and when I do something, it was something to give
Mhm.
besides the real estate, which is my dying to self. I wanted to actually talk about that, but just to also incorporate, we got to start doing something for ourselves, doing,
Yeah.
creating generational wealth
Yeah.
with women that you can trust.
Mhm.
And I know that, just knowing Benika and everyone she has introduced me to has always been on the up and up, spiritual, real, good people. So anytime Benika hits me up about something, I'm like, I know whoever that she connects me with, they my tribe. Benika's
Yeah.
my tribe. Y'all my
Yeah.
tribe. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
I'm excited to do this, man.
Which that's what because I gotta get my business right when it comes to I got a little situation going on here on YouTube, and I have to get my thing back with moderators, and I need to get my stuff on the up and up with paperwork and things like that, like giving people paperwork to sign when they come on. I appreciate you because you just kind of came on. You know what I mean? It was nothing to sign. It was like, yo, she coming on. And like I said, Benika was protecting you. Like she know me, but she was
I
also
know.
making sure that like,
Get her.
yeah,
She was serious.
yeah, yeah. And
See what
I
I'm
was like,
saying?
yeah, and I was like, Benika, like you, I'm not about to get on here and
It's
I'm
me, Benika. It's
right,
me.
right, right. Well, I'm so happy that you met her. And what kind of resonates with me is people don't understand, like, you got the name, you know what I mean, but you're going through the same thing all of us are going through. You still got to
Yeah.
put in some work. You still got to do the
Yeah.
footwork. Like you said, you got yourself a business coach, because it's like, just because you were in the business don't mean that you knew business. And
No.
can you talk about that a little bit? Like, what made you, like, I know it was like the new you, but why business coach? What made you want to go there to kind of, or who introduced you to, what's her name again? Tiara?
Tiana. Her name is
Tiana.
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 Well, like, to your point, like, and that's what people don't realize. It's like, just because you're in a business, people automatically think that, well, I'm in the music business. One thing about, I could tell you about royalties. I could tell you about this music streams. I could tell you where they're being paid out,
Mm,
what the prices are. But I don't, that's where I specialize in, but I don't know about real estate. And I'm
mm,
the first person to let you know. Well, first of all, we had business managers, me and X. And to be quite frankly, we got taken advantage of because we
mm,
had a whole bunch of money, but no
mm,
wisdom on how it works. So they took advantage of us. We put up a bunch of money and we got absolutely nowhere. But foreclosed on one of our brownstones that we bought in the early 2000s that was major prime real estate down in Harlem, and we didn't know how to manage it and what to do, and because our lives were so busy and who we put in charge of it did not do what they were supposed to do, and we lost it.
yeah.
So I learned from that one, I got to make sure that I trust the person and they have to be very well educated in this area. So when I met, and Tiana, the woman who put us together, she's the bomb. Like, she knows her stuff. Like, I cannot take that away from her. I'm
Business
grateful that, yeah, she's a businesswoman and she literally, she knew that Benika would be a good fit for me because she knew that Benika knew her stuff too.
Mm,
And when I met Benika, I just felt it off the back. And you know what? I was also ready to take the risk as well because I do know in business you got to take risk. But
mm.
Benika came through, and I forgot what the damn question was. I'm so sorry. I forgot. I done went left.
No, you're
This
how
is
we
fine.
crazy.
connected.
So we
How we
we were just trying
connected.
to we were kind
Sorry.
of getting to how you what made you get a business coach and how you met
Oh,
Tiana.
oh, right,
Yeah, yeah.
right. And that, no, and that what I was the thing, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna jump out there and take this risk, and I'm praying that these women are what they say they are, and because I don't know everything, and
Mm,
this is not an area that I'm well knowledgeable about. So, and you know what? And I love to be vulnerable. It's something that I've learned that is important to be. I can't stand being around someone like what I'm very confident when it comes to the music stuff and what I know about royalties in
mm-hmm,
my area of work. But I'm gonna let you know I don't know about this, and can you help me? And
Mm-hmm.
Benika was the perfect nurturer for that. You
Mm.
can tell that she appreciated my honesty, and she wanted to make sure that she gave me what I needed. Like, it was, I felt that. And that's why I'm just like, I'm always so grateful for Benika. And this is only the beginning, y'all. Like you said, I do have to put a lot of work in, because everybody knows me as the ex-wife, but they want to get to know me, but it's going to take some work. And I have a bunch of projects coming up that I can't talk about right now, eagerly. But trust me, this is only the beginning. And I want to come back to Chicago and do so much more, because Benika have always believed in me from day one. And that goes so far for me in life.
Yeah.
And this other sister, attorney, I admire, being a woman in business and a boss, because it ain't easy to be an attorney in any kind of industry. So I'm just looking forward to doing business with all you ladies and teaching me, and I could teach y'all about some stuff and bring some people to the table, and anything I put my name on, people trust, because they know I ain't playing. I'm not gonna put my name on something that people are gonna take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? So
Music, you said music was like your that's what you know how to do. It's crazy because I'm in a network. Matter of fact, one of my guys came through. Shout out to you, Trosh. I'm in a network with a bunch of local artists, and we'll talk, but I would love to see if try to do something with you, to you kind of maybe giving some knowledge to some of these people I'm around. I believe that this is a relationship
yeah,
starting for me and you, because you're just such a dope person. Even if I just follow you around with a camera, I don't care, because I just want to be a part of what you're doing. But Nika jumped on my back because she said I Nika beat me up. She jumped on my back
What?
because I used the word guru, and she said you are an investor. And I said I called you a guru because you dared to jump out there, and you have actually invested in some properties and things around
Successfully.
the
yes,
yeah,
Successfully.
successfully.
successfully,
The Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland region. And so to me, you a guru. You did it. You're doing
yo.
it. You're doing it.
I
You'd be
mean,
surprised what you know that we don't know.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And I have some regrets, but I'll talk about that at the brunch.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's a good regrets, because
Okay.
it's a learning experience.
Yes. And speaking of that brunch, I want to throw this out there. Y'all, we are here because they are doing an awesome event in the Northwest Indiana area, Chicagoland area. Uh Bonika, tell them a little bit about it.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna let Crystal finish it too, because we have
Yes.
been putting so much work, y'all. This is gonna be such a
Yes,
dope event, empowering. Of course, we're going to talk about real estate, but we're going even deeper. We diving in. We talking about work-life balance. We talking about life issues, love and real estate segment. You don't want to miss that. We're gonna have unlimited mimosas, unlimited food. We coming through, and of course, the sheriff's gonna be there, and Attorney Johnson. I'm gonna hand it over to her to add some more little tips. But we are so excited to have you guys next Sunday, a week from today, to really come out and
yes,
just empower. We going all in.
yes.
Yeah,
I
we're
need
talking about all things real estate. So, and as being a woman, this is a real estate industry is kind of male dominated. So we wanted to carve out a little segment for women to get together and talk about what we do. And it's for everybody. It's for aspiring real estate investors and current real estate investors. So don't think that, because we're doing what we're doing, that you don't fit in. You can definitely come and learn something.
Yeah, I'm and you said that we had to remind that this is brought to you also by Nicaea, which is the Northwest Indiana. Y'all finish it out for me.
Association. So it's Northwest Indiana Creative Investors Association.
Okay.
It's a
And
not-for-profit real estate investor association.
Yes, and
oh,
it's located here in Northwest Indiana, and it's I've been a part of this organization since 2014, and they really helped form my whole real estate just career, all the different avenues that I've started in it, from property management. I've been my first attorney who handled my evictions through them originally. I learned about investing, fix and flip, wholesaling. Like so much is built through this, and it's so reasonable for the membership. Just $100 for the year. We also have vendor memberships, but it's just literally a group of people like minded, just for
Nicaea, just $100 for the year?
just $100
Yes, sir.
for
Oh,
the year.
I'm tripping. I
For
did.
what you get, yes, you should have been joy.
I did.
It's very underpriced. It's enough of profit. They're giving back, but it's just, I mean, you just got to be in a room with like minded people. It helps you get it. It helped my whole career, like real talk.
Y'all, let me speak a little bit on it. I've been to these Nicaea meetings. They will get you from zero to hero. Like the things that I don't do real estate, but I'm able to sit in those meetings and kind of follow along. And these are people that are doing it. You have mentors for $100, people that want to help you for $100 a year.
Yeah, annually. Yep.
Oh, I'm tripping. See, this is why people don't succeed. I should have been dropped this $100 just
Come
just
on,
to
play.
I was just kind of going to the meetings and kind of just watching. Actually, I was actually at one point in time like recording the meetings for you guys. But I was listening and it was valuable information. And
Mm.
for $100, man, you can't beat that. These tickets for this event again, I'm about to put it up. And somebody in these comments, I want to give a ticket away. I got
Oh
one. I'm going to the event. I don't care if it's called baddies. I guess I'll just be a baddie that day because I want to hear.
God,
I'm there
we
for
have
it.
a lot of
Men,
male attention.
You
yeah,
do?
men are
Okay.
welcome.
Okay, so men are welcome, guys. If you wanna come to this, hear more of Tashera's story. Like she said, she gonna hit on a couple more issues and things that she's dealing with on her journey. And these two right here, don't let them fool you. don't let them don't let them fool you. They are doing it. They are doing it. Banika is in the she ain't gonna tell it like I'ma tell it. Crystal, I know that you moving too. Don't you ain't fooling me. Banika's in the Airbnb space. Banika set up and talked about, she said, ooh, it just feels so good to just get a check. You ain't done just get a check in the mail from Airbnb. I said, oh word, you just getting checks like that. but but she
Danika's
put
a
in the work. I've
boss.
watched you grow. Like I said, we grew up together, but I've watched you grow and I've watched you go from ashy to classy. Like it's been dope. You know what I'm saying? So
Ashy.
uh, she said ashy. You were never
No,
ashy, Banika, but
my niece literally said that the other day. She's like, "You went from a Chevy to a Rover, like legit. How did you do that?
I didn't want to say it. I
Like
didn't
for
want to
real?
say
Really,
it.
Nice.
really changed my lifestyle. It
Yeah.
changed everything.
Yeah, I've
Really.
I've watched I've watched your freedom. I've watched your freedom, where y'all be going out late at night talking about I remember I started running the commercial because you actually gave me my first studio space before it was the Vibe 219 Studios. You gave me my first studio space and it was just on a barter type deal where you was like, just let them know who I am. And I was like, that's cool. So I will run your flyer, tell them about Heritage Real Estate, but I'm serious about it. I wasn't just running it because I knew you or because like I was using the space. I was running it because I was watching you move and I was
Thank
watching you help people and I was watching you like help people. I watched you help people get into the real estate business, and I watched you help people just trying to sell houses. You know what I mean? Like they like, man, I don't know what to do. And I'd be like, man, you go holler at her, she'll make sure your stuff gets sold. Or the people
you.
that's looking, go holler at Banika. She'll make sure that you find the house that you're looking for. She gonna put in the footwork. I've watched you work hard. I've watched you do this. You deserve your freedom. But I can't hang with y'all like that because y'all be going out 11 o'clock on weekdays and I got a whole job to go to. I'm trying to, I'm trying to be free too. Crystal be acting like she working. She an attorney, but she be working. She be working. She look. I've watched you
Work.
work, but I love y'all freedom. That's what I'm trying to say. You do be working, but I love your freedom. You think you ain't got no freedom? Come and get this. Come and be up at 4 o'clock in the morning with me. That's
Oh
that's
no.
servitude.
Yeah.
That's
At least you
servitude.
could
I'm so
say,
excited for y'all. To share. Oh my God, my heart just
I can't
I
wait to meet you.
Oh, I can't
Yeah.
wait to meet you. I can't wait to meet you. My heart is just one just from seeing you. You you about to do it. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Telling you,
I'm
it's
buying
Yeah.
my
only
next
the
house from
beginning.
you.
Yes. That's what's up. I'm telling you, I'm about to go in. I'm excited for this baddies brunch. Like, it's gonna be so amazing because I want to do the plug too. I'm excited. I'm not just saying it just for promotion. Y'all need to jump on this. There's so much wisdom. There's women doing big things, women that you can trust that's willing to bring you in and bring some knowledge in this industry that is also a snaky industry because before Benika, I mean, people tell you what they want to tell you, but this is a event that they're really honest, good stand-up people that's really trying to make a difference and bring you some generational wealth with your family. I suggest y'all buy y'all tickets. If y'all not from Chicago or in the Indiana area, y'all need to take a flight. I'm jumping on one from New York. That's how much this thing means to me. And I really hope that I meet y'all there. Don't jump on the bandwagon after a movie's out on me and after I'm buying mad buildings. Y'all better come now and be on the ground with us from the beginning. Come on now.
Right, right,
Yeah.
for real, yeah. Because we don't, yeah, we'll take the bandwagoners, but you know, but don't wait, don't sit on it, and
Don't
don't wait, because
sit on it.
I see it, everything that you've done to boost other people up and to do for other people, you about to do it for yourself, and I can't wait to see, to just watch this whole thing blossom, and I can't wait, I can't wait. I know you got the
Thank
right people
you.
in your corner because I didn't seen them. I didn't seen them moving. Seen them moving. Uh,
Yes.
I love to sit down with you again. I love to have you at the studio when you come to town if
Yes.
you have time.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, and just sit down with you just to talk. Even it ain't got to be aired. I just want to talk. You know what
Sit
I mean?
down
I
and kick
love
it.
to. Yeah, I love to hear people's stories, and this has been great. This has been great. Y'all grab those
Yes.
tickets. Grab them
Yeah, we're
tickets
almost sold
for.
out. We're almost
Uh-huh.
sold out. We're trying to get a final count. So y'all better grab them today. Crystal is not playing
Yes.
with these tickets.
Yeah, yeah.
And Oregon, yeah, we're at the end. We got to get our final numbers in early this week. So grab the tickets, Ron. Thank you for your donation. I give one away,
Yeah.
and know who you want to have that special person to attend with us.
I'm
Yes.
let's see if somebody come in the comments on Facebook if you see this, I'm just doing let's do strictly Facebook. You come in these comments on Facebook and I got you for the ticket. I got you for the ticket. Matter of fact, what I'll do, Benika, is I'll just buy it and then when I get ready to give it away, yeah, I'll give it away. But
Okay.
yeah, come in the comments and I'll just pick somebody. I'll just pick somebody at random to give it away to. So I'll buy that extra ticket.
Hey,
I'll,
Baddies Bro, they can add the Nicaea group and just make
yeah.
sure they mention and follow
Nice.
Nicaea. Yep.
Yep.
NICEA. They're on Facebook as well as Instagram. But make sure you hashtag Baddies Brunch as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Hashtag better.
please.
Okay.
On Facebook, Benika is Northwest Indiana Creative Investors Association.
Okay. You
So
want
it
to
doesn't
drop
come
it?
as up as
Okay. Drop it
yeah.
in the
I could
comment.
drop it.
Okay. Yes. That'll
Nice.
be
See it.
so dope.
Northwest Indiana Creative Investors. Say that again, Vanika.
I just said we are. It's gonna be so full. This is some such good information. We're not just hitting the surface. We're gonna go a little deep with a lot of our
Yes.
real estate. Help you estate plan, and we're gonna talk about creative ways for investing in real estate. We're gonna do some high level investing topics with me and some of my business coaches and some of my mentors. I got one of them texting me right now to run some numbers on a Sunday night at 8 o'clock. He texted me run some comps for him. So we ready. Y'all gonna be in for a special treat and just some nice jewels and gems, and we're gonna be ready to just entertain y'all. So let's
Cool,
go.
cool.
Let's.
Man, I appreciate everybody that came to watch. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's not the last that you're gonna see of all these beautiful ladies. Again, if you want that ticket, go ahead and scan that. Scan that. I think Krista, you
Mhm.
also dropped the did you drop it in the chat?
And the ticket
Hold on.
link too.
In the ticket link in the chat? Drop the ticket link. It's still a couple tickets left. I'm getting another one. Thank you so much to Tashera Simmons. Uh, thank you, Banika. Thank you, Crystal. Hey man,
No
VNO,
problem.
we are still ordinary people with extraordinary stories, man. Y'all have a great evening.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Bye,
Ron.
guys.
But have you ever thought, what if this is all just a dream? And we're just waiting in line to wake up? And most people think I'm insane. Once you realize that all the shit you used to care so much about just keeps you a prisoner of your own mind.